Hi, my name is Philipp. I'm the founder of OMR, formerly known as Online Marketing Rockstars, and I work in digital marketing for the past decade. OMR is maybe one of the most important platforms for digital business, for digital marketing in Europe. As a festival, we attract over 50,000 people once a year outside of Corona. We also do a lot of digital options. We have a software comparison platform or review platform. We do a lot of seminars, a lot of reporting online. We put out articles, podcasts every day. We produce over 70 podcasts. It's a business that now is run by 170 people here in Hamburg. And I was asked to provide 5 hints or 5 clues for startup marketing. My first one is always the same. There's one formula in digital marketing that I think you all need to understand. And that formula is very simple. It's traffic acquisition cost has to be less than the customer lifetime value of a user. And you have to really think that through, that formula. You can only, your business model, your whole business and every business only works if you can acquire new customers for less money than you can earn with this customer over the customer's lifetime. Same for a restaurant and the same for Amazon. You all have to find ways to attract and to win over customers for less than you can make with them. And that sounds so simple, but it's really tough. And you really have to ask you, when I buy ads on Google, when I buy ads on TV, when I buy ads somewhere in a magazine or wherever you can buy ads in podcasts, how much do I have to pay for a user? What's the click rate? How many new customers come through that channel? And what is a customer's value to my business? For instance, a very long time at Zalando, people underestimated what a customer is worth to Zalando. They thought Zalando can never be profitable because they forgot that a user or a customer that was once won over is valuable for a couple of years and makes 10 purchases a year. So you always have to look at this equation and ask yourself, does it make sense? Is the cost less for the marketing than what we can make? My second advice is, in order for you to find this out, you have to test. There's one thing that's many times underestimated, and that is testing. Like throwing 500 euros here, 500 euros there, that's the concept. Don't go and spend 50,000 here or 50,000 there, very little money, and check the efficiency and the impact of a channel, of a marketing opportunity, of a placement with very little money, and check out 10 and hundreds of different opportunities. And then when you see, there's something, there's impact, I really feel the users coming over through this channel and at a reasonable price, then you increase the budget. So it's testing a lot of different options. So that was one thing. We sold our second company to Zalando, and when I was on the Zalando site, I really learned how they do that, how they test all kinds of different options. Then they get called by so many people that want to sell advertising. They throw out some options because they really look very unlikely, but the majority of the options, they take a look at them. They test them, and sometimes they're surprised, and many times it doesn't work, but sometimes you find a channel or you find a placement that really works. That's the second advice I can give. The third, I think, is do as many things as you can in-house. For most business models, especially in digital, marketing is a core value creator, and you can never want to give your core value creator to an agency or to somebody outside of your company. It's core value for your company, so you have to have it inside. Make sure that you have at least some of the marketing inside, that you know the people that you basically work with, the people that's your people that run your Google campaign, that run your marketing campaign. So I'm always skeptical when I see too much marketing being outsourced. That's the third advice, to really know where value creation happens, and when it happens in marketing, and when it happens in certain cases in marketing, then it has to be in-house. The fourth thing is maybe quick and dirty, just similar to testing. Many people think that a logo or a claim or marketing has to be really polished and really perfect, and it doesn't. Just throw it out. I mean, the guy that invented the greatest startup brand of the past decade, in my mind, Gorillas. It was his own idea. he did the branding, everything himself. Like, really, you can always improve it and add to it over the years, but just throw something out there. Don't like be overly perfect. Right? It's really easy to just go and come up with something by yourself and then improve that later on. We started out with Online Marketing Rockstars.de, and then once we had a business, we bought omr.com, the domain. Don't spend like hundreds or thousands on domains. Go out and don't worry too much about your logo, about your claim in the beginning. Just get it off the ground and then see what happens. And the fifth advice is a little similar to that. Before you even start your business model, before you start fundraising and like worrying too much about your idea, try to validate your idea through digital marketing. How does it work? Usually people have ideas, for instance, I want to sell kids clothing, I want to sell jewelry, I want to sell this, I want to sell that. Just pretend you have the product, and you don't even have the product yet. Just put out a website that says you have the product, put out an ad campaign for that website, and just look at the numbers, look at what it costs to acquire a user, and then if somebody wants to actually purchase something that you don't have yet, write them a nice email and say, look, I'm only testing, we're not there yet, sorry for the inconvenience, we'll let you know as soon as we have the product. But it's, I think you can test like even not only the marketing channel, as in the second advice, but the whole business model. You can test it without even having it. You can like just pretend to have a product and take a look at acquisition cost for a product that's not even there. Don't lie to the people in the long run. Tell them that you tested it, but I think you still see the metrics in that test. And I even have a sixth idea, and it's more of a very operational advice. But once you start your marketing, don't forget your retargeting. Many people think about marketing and where do I acquire a user. Many times they forget that you already have users acquired. You have your first friends, you have your neighbors, you have people that see your car with your logo on, I don't know. And retargeting is really many times the very cheapest channel. All it takes is like implement one pixel into your website, and then Google can do a very simple, or Criteo can do a very simple retargeting for you. It costs like a couple of euros in a month, and it's usually the most efficient marketing channel of them all. And it really makes your brand and your offer, your company look a lot bigger to most people. And so I think the minute you start a website and the minute you think about traffic, just build in or like implement the retargeting pixel. It's usually very little effort, and it creates so much value and makes all the other traffic acquisition activities so much more valuable when you at least have the retargeting option in place. Thank you very much. If you know more about marketing, and there's probably like the advice number 7 to 20, visit us at omr.com. Listen maybe to my podcast, the OMR podcast. You find it wherever you listen to podcasts. Come to our festival, look at our academy, the omr-academy.de. There we show all the digital marketing classes that we offer. Like look around on our website. We're a huge portal by now, omr.com. We paid $250,000 to an American legal company that owned this domain a couple of years ago. It was a very good investment. Find out why we paid so much for omr.com.